Amy Medford with Medford Knife and Tool. Knives on the table today are for the Gun Shoppe of Sarasota, and that is in Sarasota, Florida. And they are a relatively new reseller. I'm going to say they've been on now maybe for 3 or 4 months, not long. So welcome again. Bryant is the knife guy. Address is 4402 South Tamiyami Trail. And the email is info@gunshoppeonline.com. And you spell Gun Shoppe, G-U-N-S-H-O-P-P-E, online. So it's old school shop, like old English shop. So without further ado, let's see what we have headed that way. All right, Genesis T. This one's an S35 PVD Tonto blade with a really beautiful bluish violet stained glass handle and spring, PVD hardware breaker, and a brushed and flamed clip. Super cool. And the second Genesis T is S35 tumble drop point, all American right here. The billowing American flag on on bronze handles. It's hard to tell sometimes until you drop it and look at the perimeters. And then the base color on the handle and spring is bronze, flamed hardware, flamed clip, and the billowing American flag. Just really kind of classic. The 187 flipper here, the handles have the new stone-washed finish, D2 PVD blade, so reverse tuxedo here, PVD blade, hardware, and clip, and tumbled handle and spring. Hey, and the Nosferatu flipper, you are going to start to see this come on the scene now. It has taken quite some time. I believe we went through 5 or 6 redesigns, so I'll talk about that in just a minute. But the Nosferatu flipper has the sheep's foot blade that has these 4, diminishing in size bubbles on the blade. It's just a cool design. And again, kind of an Art Deco vibe to it. It's got this coffin-like appearance like the Nosferatu dagger, but it has a sheep's foot blade. It's almost all blacked out, and it has flamed hardware and a brushed and flamed clip. And again, Nosferatu flipper with a sheep's foot style blade. The Praetorian T, full size, S35 PVD drop point blade. We have the cool laser engraving in the fuller. Gives it just a little bit of texture and just a cool appearance. Underneath the PVD, it looks bitchin'. Tumbled handle and spring, and PVD hardware breaker clip. And again, that's called reverse tuxedo with the PVD blade, hardware clip breaker, and tumbled handles. And the second knife here is PVD blade, handle and spring, and you can see the difference between the different processes. So I know this looks shiny, but that is the new stonewash. These were probably some previous handles before the new stonewashed process. So S35 PVD drop point blade. Again, you can see the laser engraved fuller there, and you can see the variation between the old school PVD and the new. And I say PVD, I mean the process that goes underneath it. PVD handle and spring, flamed hardware, and flamed clip. Last knife on the table is a Marauder H, tumbled PVD blade handle spring, flamed hardware, which includes the spacers, the over travel, and the clip. Otherwise, pretty much an all blacked out knife. You can see a little bit of the marks from the tumbled PVD process, and it's an S35 Tonto blade. So, I was going to mention just a little bit, the Nosferatu flipper, I think it took a full year for us to get through the process and do some redesigns, because essentially what we do when we have a new model is create maybe 30 original sets of parts. So blade, handle, spring, we let it come all the way through. It goes into the assembly room, the boys assemble it, and then we carry, each of us, about 10 of us in the factory, carry the knife for a week. Afterwards, we have a little powwow, sit down and say, what did we like, what did we not like? Anywhere from functionality of the knife to fit and finish, maybe a chamfered edge that feels too harsh, maybe a design aspect of it that we just don't like visually. It all goes into a pool, and then we vote based on that. Obviously the functionality, no questions asked. Some of the design questions, it just depends on, we kind of, 5 people say they love it, 1 person says they don't, everybody kind of says, well, that person, they just don't weigh in as much. And we did that 6 full times. So you can imagine how long that process must take. So if anybody has been waiting for their Nosferatu flipper and you see this video, you see this blade here, and maybe you have one on order, please don't fret. They are all coming your way. All of the waiting will be well worth your while. It's a lovely, lovely knife, beautiful action, great design, and I'm glad to see it headed your way. But back to the Gun Shop of Sarasota. These knives are headed out to them today, so please reach out. Talk to Bryant, their knife guy. Again, they're in Sarasota, Florida. I gave you the website, the email address, the telephone number. And again, just check our website if you need any more information in regards to the Gun Shop of Sarasota. Keep watching the videos, and until the next time, I'm out.